What is up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where I'm trying out a pretty meta strong team in the Open Great League featuring Venusaur, which hasn't been the most popular pick, I'd say, in the history of Go Battle League, but it's kind of one of those anti-meta picks that can put in a lot of work in the right spots, and sometimes teams are quite weak to it. So we're trying out a team with Venusaur, Registeel, and Obstagoon. Pretty straightforward, right? Lure out the potential fighting type with Registeel, and then Obstagoon roams free and back. Some weaknesses to this team would be like a fire lead, of course, would be really bad. Or like a Trevenant lead is also pretty bad since Registeel does struggle with Trevenant. But I had some fun with this team, and we're going to get into the battles. These are in the high 3,300 ELO range. So going up against just some really tough opponents every single game. And we'll see how we do. Venusaur grabs a shield here from Froslass. You see I'm staying in. I attempt to catch a potential avalanche, but my opponent was really patient. Actually built up to double avalanche. And now we're in a bit of an awkward spot, right? We are up a shield, which is nice. I'm able to land a Focus Blast. I decided I'm going to shield up here, because I can either get my opponent's second shield or knock them out and take back switch advantage. I go for the Focus Blast here. They let it go, which is pretty good for me, and I'm wondering what's going to come in is the Froslass, and this is pretty good. I can use my Registeel to soak up all the energy here. One Shadow Ball. And check it out. Actually try to catch a Shadow Ball on my Goon. Did I make the catch? I did. So I catch a triple resisted Shadow Ball on Obstagoon. Really nice. I throw the Night Slash here. It's a charge move priority. The fact that they're not switching tells me they might be weak to Goon in the back. So I actually do commit a shield. They still have one shield and they use it. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. They're willing to commit their last shield to get off this next avalanche. I do survive. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to get farmed down by whatever's in back, so I'm just hoping my back two Pokemon can tag team it, and it's a wall range, so certainly we'll be able to. Just going to swap instantly, throw the Zap Cannon, bang, and we take the win. Zap Cannon does a little bit more damage than Focus Blast, I believe, so that's why I went for that. Focus Blast might have been enough to one-shot as well against the Shadow Wall Rain. Good lead here against Empoleon. We're going to resist this waterfall damage, and we're going to outpace. Our opponent attempts to make a catch. This is a questionable play by me. I overfarm more, but the thing is, I don't think this is a smart play by me because Mandibuzz with Snarl can spam off a lot of foul plays, and by giving it such a head start against my Reggie, like, this might not be the most comfortable matchup in the world. So a bit of a questionable decision there, but let's see how it ends up playing out. We do get the attack fell debuff, which is pretty nice. Now 2 foul plays won't even take us out. Probably could have just thrown right away there, but what I didn't want to happen was to throw and then get waterfall down completely. I wanted to give a potential minimal farm down for Empoleon. Oh, and actually grab a shield, which kind of caught me off guard. I combo here with the Frenzy Plant. I take it out, and what's in back? It's an Altaria, so this is looking a little bit sketchy because Altaria could potentially commit a shield and just farm me all the way down. What I do here is I overfarm because I wanted to lure the Altaria into throwing energy. And now I'm going to get off. Oh, they go for the catch. Very nice catch attempt, but I wasn't even thinking about that here in the commentary, but past Rise was aware of the situation, was aware of the catch, and was patient. And now Obstagoon, typically not a good matchup here for Obstagoon, but we have such a health advantage. I'm hoping we'll be able to take out this Altaria. I land the Night Slash. In my mind, I'm thinking, I don't think he can bait me with Sky Attack and still get to a Moonblast. So I'm just going to shield this no matter what, and then commit to a counter down. Another move coming through, hoping it's just the Sky Attack, and it is. And we complete the counter down. Still had a shield, right? So no need to throw our Night Slash unless we were doubled up, and we didn't reach double up until the Altaria was fainted. Venu is a G-Fisk. Pretty neutral matchup, right? Earthquake hurts quite a bit. And Frenzy doesn't quite one-shot, but it does considerable damage. I throw on Charge Move priority here on what could potentially be an Earthquake. Bang. Let's see if I decide to shield or not. Get baited with Rock Slide, of course. I didn't follow the Rise rule of baiting, guys. Class, you remember the Rise rule of baiting, don't you? Always, never. Shoot. I'm forgetting. I haven't said it in a while. Always, sometimes bait, never, occasionally, 50% of the time. Actually, I think I say occasionally at the end. Always, sometimes bait, never, 50% of the time, occasionally. That's the Rise rule of baiting. It's a very simple rule. And we've kind of just got our opponent RPS'd in terms of the back line. So as long as we want to switch that game, we were going to win the game. Venusaur versus Reggie. Pretty neutral matchup. Because I'm going to resist his charge move. So what I do here is... Oh, this is kind of weird. He goes over 100 energy. So I wanted to just store up as much as possible. We both go over 100. And then I'm just going to swap into my own because I did enough Vine Whip damage that this Reggie is actually in like Focus Blast range. Except I get debuffs. That's not ideal. Go for the Focus Blast here. Bang. Puts it low. I do decide here that I think I'm going to commit a shield because I think I might be able to lock on down if he stays in. So I'm just going to commit to it at this point. It's going to be close, but we get the lock on down. In comes Frost, and this is kind of weird. I've got all the energy in the world. And I'm like debating whether I want to give up Switch or not. I get off my Focus Blast here. Expecting a shield. And look at this anticipation from the opponent. Catching my Frenzy Plant like an absolute boss. And that is a massive catch for them. Because not only did they catch the Frenzy, but they leave with all that energy from Frost. And they snuck in a Snarl as well. So now I'm in a bit of a tricky spot, to be honest. I am in a tricky spot. I can't really shield this. I have to counter down with Goon and save a shield for an Avalanche. The problem is an Aerial Ace is going to put me close to Avalanche range. Oh, I actually get Dark Pulse. I guess maybe it does more raw damage. I go for a catch attempt. It's unsuccessful. And this is bad. The Froslass is just completely maxed out on energy. It already was pretty much maxed out on energy, so I think they were just waiting for me to go for the catch. It's going to be a... man, if Frost is doubled up here, it's going to win the charge move priority. And Frost is doubled up. This Avalanche is going to put me extremely low. Barely live, but that Mandibuzz is a little bit healthier. I think the Snarls will take me out before the counters. Let's see. And yeah, one Snarl does the trick. Really well played by the opponent. Definitely a winnable game for me. Just got outplayed that time with that nice catch on the Mandibuzz. Trevenant, pretty terrible lead. Let's see if there's anything we can do here. CMP tie. I shield. Okay, at least it's a Shadow Ball. That's good. Going for the Sludge Bomb here. They actually switch out, which is really weird. And now I'm like, what the heck do I do? I don't want to swap in my Goon down a shield. So I Frenzy and then I dip. Kind of like we did in the previous game. We like chip the Reggie and then go into our own Reggie. I get Focus Blasted here. The problem is, like, if I take this out, I could potentially get completely farmed down by Trev, which would be really bad. So I take it out. I'm expecting Trev to come back. What's going to come in? It is the Trev. At least Trev will have to throw a move here in order to not get zapped. So that's something. Seed Bomb should be enough. We have energy on our Venu, but we're going to come in with Obstagoon. What concerns me is the fact that they were willing to switch tells me they probably have another Venu answer. So now I'm just trying to think, okay, how do we win this game? We're able to land the Night Slash. I figure I have to call a Flame Charge here, because if I commit my last shield, this town is just going to sweep me. So I take the Flame Charge. I'm going to get off another Night Slash here. And check this out. He lets it go, and I'm thinking, I can Vine Whip this down, and I already have energy on my Venu. I put it on my Venu at this point. And this is going to be close, man. I know this is probably a bait, but I kind of have to shield anyway. I go for the Sludge. I'm thinking at this point, man, I probably should have baited. I'm still one off the Sludge. And then he gets to a move. I'm like, dang it. Why didn't I bait? I would have won. But we live the Seed Bomb. And Venusaur, the original starter Pokemon, gets a nasty win. Vine Whip down the Talonflame, take the Seed Bomb. And that was against Pokemango, who's a terrific battler and streamer. So I encourage you guys to go check him out, the Pokemango on Twitch. I didn't realize that. But a very cool win there. As we get a Lickitung as a reward for our efforts. Which I kind of like. I kind of like that they give Lickitung as a reward. It's a very good Pokemon for PvP. So especially to like newer players that are grinding their way up the ranks. So that was the end of that day's battles. And then you see me using this team again the following day. And here we are against the Toxapex. I guess this is where we want to see it. Toxapex is pretty tough. Actually, well, obviously Registeel would be where we want to see it. But I guess I was thinking like at least our Obstagoon is avoiding this. Because this could be like their fighter answer. I shield the Sludge Wave. I go up to Frenzy here. This looks like a charge move priority. Do I elect to shield? I do. Unfortunately, it's a brine, so I would have lived that for sure. So it's an unfortunate shield by me, because I could have lived it and got off my Frenzy anyway. Now I'm down a shield. In comes Trev. I think I got a little scared there. I could have reached the Sludge Bomb, but instead I settled. Yeah, I lived that last Shadow Claw, so I would have reached the Sludge. Trev has a big head start here, which is going to make this matchup kind of close, since it basically is starting with a Seed Bomb. But Goon can tank 2 Seed Bombs. This is why Goon... A lot of people ask me, why do you always use Goon over Scrafty? I like Scrafty as well. Scrafty certainly has its benefits with that same type attack bonus for the counter damage and the ability to ramp up your attack with Power-Up Punch. However, Goon, as they swap into a Licky, and I'm like, yes, we should have this. Goon is more comfortable against the ghosts, right? Because you have that normal typing as well. So you're going to triple resist the Shadow Claw damage. Whereas Scrafty, it's not the most comfortable matchup against things like Sableye and Trevenant. Because the Shadow Claws are only single resisted against Scrafty. And also the Seed Bombs hit for neutral. Well, I guess with the Seed Bombs, they're going to hit Goon for neutral anyway. But because of that added fast move damage, the charge moves become a little bit more threatening. And it also takes a little bit longer as we store those Night Slash, take out the Trev. It takes a little bit longer for Scrafty to reach its moves, although sometimes that's better, right? Because Foul Play hits harder than Night Slash. Goon is just a more reliable counter to the most popular ghosts, whereas Scrafty can definitely beat them, but a lot of times it comes down to like baits, and those ghosts can make it uncomfortable for Scrafty. Searching for the next opponent. For a team that's like not the most balanced in the world, to put in some work. Medicham, this is where we want to see. They swap into Walrein. Oh, I remember this. I remember this game. I need to leave the room. This game was the most frustrating game of my life. Oh my god, they bait me with Icicle Spear. Not only was I super slow, but then I get baited as well. So I'm like way behind right now. And I'm thinking like, okay, they baited me once, they're not going to bait me again. They bait me again! Making me look like a fool. They're already at an earthquake, bro. Just absolutely embarrassing me. I go for another zap. Oh my gosh, this is so bad, dude. I try to combo with my Frenzy, catch him off guard, but like, he gets off the spear. I get off my Frenzy, but now, like, what was I thinking? Now I can't take out the Medicham. And it's a Bastiodon, and I'm literally thinking to myself, oh my god, dude. If I had literally just come in with my Obstagoon against the Walrein and taken switch advantage, I win the game. But instead, I hesitated, and I'm like, huh. Maybe he's trying to, like, lure out my Obstagoon, and the Trevenant is going to sweep in back. And by overthinking it, I just completely misplay the entire game. So that was pretty brutal. I was like, crap, what if there's a Trev? And then I just hesitated. And then, boom, I just get absolutely wrecked. Whereas the game was a lot more simple. If I just counter the Walrein with my Goon, I just win that one pretty cleanly. Anyway, as I like to say, worse things have happened in the world than misplaying a game of GBL. We're here against the DD. I shielded the first Thunderbolt, which is kind of questionable. But he ends up... I get to shield back anyway, so I guess it works out. We saw that was a Shadow Walrein lead, so I do want to win switch here if possible. Gonna go for a Focus Blast here, since it will be enough to take out DD. What's awkward here is if I get farmed down, that'll be kind of bad. But I do get off of moves. That's pretty big. I will force the last shield here from Walrein. Walrein's going to have a ton of energy, though, so... Walrein with energy is scary. I decided I'm going to call it. He does have the energy for an Earthquake. But it is just a Spear. At this point, I feel like I kind of have to shield. I don't know what's in back. And I misplay here by losing track of energy. Cross Chop might have not KO'd anyway. But now, this is kind of rough. And it's a Scar, so we were kind of screwed anyway. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how much more we could have done that game. Because if I swap Goon, I just get countered by the Deoxys. So, realistically, that was a tough one. I would have had to just completely sacrifice the Venu against the Walrein and then put it all on Goon. That was probably the only way to win. This game is looking pretty good so far. We've got Goon lined up with Lickitung, which is just such a comfortable matchup for Goon. You can take 2 Body Slams, no problem, and dish out some super effective counter damage. I go for Night Slash, just kind of fishing for a boost, since I'm not super threatened by this Lickitung. And I'm not, like, super concerned with coming out with a ton of energy, right? Because as long as we maintain switch advantage, that's what's more important. So I just double up. I throw the cross up just to guarantee that it knocked out Lickitung. Get off the Night Slash here for some chip damage against Medi. Medi does have a head start on energy here, which is a little... Oh, I have so much energy. What the heck? So much energy. I think I went over 100 there. Forgot about that. Going for another Frenzy here. Medi's probably going to have to double shield. And at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to swap Reggie. And put it all on Reggie, 2 shields. In comes Diggersby, which is not good for Reggie. However, up 2 shields, I feel like we should be all right. He also was a little bit slow to swap. So I'm thinking if he baits me here, he might not even reach the Earthquake before my Focus Blast. And check this out. It looks like I actually win CMP, which is massive. And now we still have a shield for Medi. So unless they were running like Dynamic Punch, this game is over. They clearly didn't have it. Otherwise, they probably would have thrown it. And we get the win. This is the last battle, I think. Venu into Nidoqueen. Shadow Nido definitely scary for this team. Gonna go for the Frenzy to try and get a shield, and then I'm gonna swap out of here, assuming they shield, because I don't want to get poison jabbed all the way down. That would be brutal. I come in here with Reggie, going for a Focus Blast, debating whether I want to shield. I do decide to shield. Luckily, I don't get baited. Here's where I'm thinking Flash Cannon would be super nice. I have run into a couple of Reggies running Flash Cannon. Definitely beneficial for this Nidoqueen matchup. Gonna go for another move here. I'm gonna commit my second shield pretty early. Trying to eye whether I can farm down. It felt like it was gonna be close, so I just decided to throw early so I'm not going so far over 100. And then check this out. I overfarm and then I snipe with a Vine Whip right before the Earth Power. And our opponent realizes it's over. So a nice win there against the Nidoqueen. What started off as like a scary looking lead, because we're able to make the right calls, we're able to get the win. But anyway, a little look at my phone notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below. All comments help the algorithm and are appreciated. Subscribe if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed the video, of course. All that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.